Hello everyone, welcome to part 69 of 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself. I'm Walt. Here we are with our 69th principle, which is to turn your mother down. And what this one is about is a little mind setting. He quotes from Dr. Selinger, I believe, who talks about how we adopt our worldview based on our mother's view. Usually our mother based on just like our primary caregiver. And for most, being descendants of primates, that's usually going to be mothers, but there are a lot more stay-at-home dads and stuff these days. So dads are the primary caregivers. That's all good, okay? Your primary caregiver, usually the mother, as they say, is going to be the one that we tend to get the earliest exposure to, at least of our subconscious mind. It's where we're going to kind of adopt some of our beliefs from. And then it's a question of, okay, well, what does this mean for us? How do we use this? So kind of it comes down to a scale of optimism and pessimism. If our mothers tend to be very pessimistic, very negative, then we'll tend to adopt some of that attitude when the paradigm really kicks in around age 7, age 8. We'll just suddenly go from being a happy kid to suddenly having pessimistic outlooks on things. Or if you have an optimistic mother, this tends to be the opposite. You go from being really happy to continuing to be pretty happy, but I don't know, school makes kids pretty miserable, so it might just make everybody kind of miserable regardless at that age 7 or 8, particularly when standardized testing starts showing up, because oof, that's just a nightmare, and it doesn't even predict anything. Anyway, but that's for a different video on standardized testing. Anyway, this one really about optimism, pessimism says that, guess what, you can actually learn optimism or pessimism at any age. Don't blame your mother for what's happened. Instead, adopt an optimistic viewpoint no matter if you already have that one or usually if you just don't, okay? And I think this one's pretty fascinating. It's also something if, like, all our research data is true, which I have not seen the peer-reviewed article on this kind of stuff, but if we assume the data to be true, then it's a case of, okay, well, if this is true, that we really get it from our mothers, then you really do want a society where women are going to be way more optimistic, happier, more successful. And we basically all desire that at this point anyway. But here's another reason to do it, because if you have women who are happier and more optimistic, then they're going to end up being, if they choose to be mothers then they're going to end up being better mothers who are going to be more optimistic, happier, and so their kids will be, and future generations will be better off. Anyway, so turn your mother down is basically the principle here of reject a pessimistic outlook if you got it from your mother. If you got an optimistic one, great. No matter what, love your mom. Just go with that. Love everybody you can in life, because life is too short to be hateful, to be angry, So, anyway, that's about it for part 69. I will see you guys next time with part 70, so stay tuned. I'll see you then.